Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for another breakfast with Blaha. And today I'm having steamed vegetables and grilled chicken breast. Kind of funny, I've had so many people make suggestions, and you see people say these things all the time that we need to add more lifts to powerlifting. And I've explained already that this is ludicrous, it's problematic, and it's not practical in any way. And I've discussed why. And I mean, I could discuss each of those lifts that people want to add and why it's a problem. But let's be realistic here. What are we more likely to see more of in the future? And we already see quite a bit of this. You look around, how often do you look and see, oh, there's a push-pull meet, deadlift only meet, bench only meet. But the push-pulls, you see more of those. And truth be told, I think you are more likely to see that become more common as a sport of powerlifting grows. And people would say, why? So it's a practicality thing. Doesn't help me, of course, because squatting is probably my best lift. Right? I tend to be a better squatter than a bencher or puller. So it's not like I'm biased towards this being the way things go. But anyone who's run meets or worked at a meet understands why this is common. It's about equipment and time. Out of the big three right now, just setting everything up at a big meet what takes the most time? The squat. It's more equipment intensive. All right? Also usually requires more spotters. Also, its own risk of injury, but that's its own separate thing. But look at the setup for it. And at big meets, they have monoliths and stuff usually. I've worked a meet before, again on camera, you guys have seen it, where we had two monoliths, double platform, 200 lifters. People see where we're going with this. A lot of times a powerlifting meet, they want to get it done in one day. Smaller meets with 50 people, they want to get it done in a single day. It's the quickest way to do that. If you just want to have a Saturday event, right, where people can maybe come in weigh in Friday for a 24-hour weigh-in, or a Sunday event they can weigh in the day before or the day of. But the event itself, push-pull makes sense because you can get it done. And if you're going to see more smaller meets everywhere, hey, it's just easier. Because here's what people have to remember. There's no money in powerlifting. These feds aren't making a lot of money. I was like, well, I'm paying my membership dues. Your dues aren't that much. Paying for the meet entry. You know what that meet entry pays for? To pay the spotters and loaders in the venue. It's not that much. You know, what's going on there? There's an airplane flying over. Helicopter. At 2 in the morning. So, there's not a lot of money there. And people are taking off from work to work these events, right? You look up there and go, oh, you start counting all the spotters, the loaders, the announcers, the judges. Hey, this is not a profession. And some of these people are doing a meet every month on a weekend, year-round. So it takes a lot of manpower. This trims the time. You don't have to have people away from their work for an extra day. And it really is going to be more and more common. I think we're going to see it go that way. And if anything, because we have separate deadlift only and bench only records for every fed, again, I think you're going to see more and more of this pop up because powerlifting has grown and grown and grown. It has become a much, much larger sport, in large part due to the internet. I mean, Instagram, YouTube, all these things have grown it, right? increase the popularity of it. They've increased it. Now, lockdowns and stuff around the world have kind of knocked it down a little bit. But that's lightening up in most places, which it should be. But you're not going to see powerlifting become more complicated. You're going to see it become less complicated so that more people can compete and more events can be held. So people talk about, oh, we need to add an extra lift. No, you're probably going to see the squat taken out, if anything, or more likely to be more common to where meets where there is no squat. Just for logistics and practicality reason. Is that still pretty balanced out though? Yeah, it absolutely balances out. And again, I think it's going to become more and more common to where you might see eventually most meets other than bigger meets go in that direction. But adding a fourth lift is ludicrous. You're going to see a lift taken out. And it makes sense to do it that way. Because too many people love the bench press. Too many people love the deadlift. It's the two least equipment intensive and setup intensive. All right. You can set up a push-pull meet real quick. And like I said, as the sport grows, it wouldn't surprise me if that happens. But what you're not going to see is the overhead press added. Look how badly that goes if no one wants to do strength lifting. Non-existent sport. I want to add the pull up or the chin up. It's not going to happen. You need a whole nother set of equipment now. Whole other risk of bicep tears. Difficult to judge. Judges have to be trained to judge these new lifts and standards put in place. It's not going to happen. It's going to go the other way. Right? It's going to go the other way. I think whether we like it or not, and again, because it's easier to get meets going. It cuts that time way down for people to compete. And it's kind of a good idea. It's fun. Push-pull meets are fun. They are fun. No, they're not full power. You don't get to squat to, but they're fun. They're fun and they're quick. Right? And they make for great charity events and stuff too. So watch. I promise you guys over the next 5 years, you're going to see that a lot more commonly. Right? You're going to see a lot more commonly happening. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.